We're live. We have best of 3 here for Lunar League, I believe, playoffs. I'm going to check right now. Yes, week 3 playoffs between NoMercy Vendetta and NoMercy 5.2. So this is practically an in-house, but not exactly. NoMercy 5.2 entering this playoffs as the number 1 seed, so they have had a pretty easy schedule so far. They've only had to best Lunar Odyssey, which they did 2-0. Predictions on this match are pretty heavily in favor of 5.2. I don't know much about 5.2. I haven't seen them play yet. I have seen Vendetta play. They're a rather aggressive team. Not afraid to rush, not afraid to use some of those more aggressive strategies and approaches. Meanwhile, you look at NoMercy and Vendetta, a bit more of a long road to get here. You know, they did have to, they won against a team that did a play-in, Playmakers, 2-0, and now they're here against NoMercy Vendetta. The winner of this, I believe, will play the winner of Cursed Kings versus Lunar Staff Team. I think that might have already been played. I think Cursed Kings won that, so in which case this would end up being the winner plays Cursed Kings, and then the loser will actually go on to play any one of 4 teams. It depends on how things play out in the loser's bracket, because it's double elimination, which is actually very interesting. I didn't really realize that. Yeah. Woohoo. Alright. No apologies. Alright. Look at the bans very quickly before we move on to this first round. Mirror ban, very expected. It's a classic comfort ban, especially on this map. She is map specific, so if it was not on Oregon, I would be a bit more surprised, but it's really nothing shocking. The Capcan ban I'm not surprised by. I'm not a huge fan of it because I don't believe that he brings a lot of utility. That's just me though. Okay, 1 second. And then the Flores and Nook bans. The Nook ban feels like a waste of a ban. Nook does not bring any real utility. Her utility is her fragging power. So unless that's a target ban, you know, the Nook is not a great choice, because essentially, as Jaw takes a lot of damage there, I think a frag from below, courtesy of Stretch, going to take out most of his health, and they do have a Thunderbird, luckily, so they could go get some assistance from Konas, but he is very dangerously low. But as I was saying, you know, the only utility that the Nook brings is fragging power, so if that Nook doesn't get kills, it's a waste. And then on the other side, we have a Flores ban, actually, from NoMercy 5.2, or my apologies, NoMercy Vendetta, I believe, is defending first on this map. Yeah, Vendetta is defending first here. As Pixels takes down Zenny for the first kill of this best of 3 series. Very quickly, the other 2 maps will be Skyscraper, 5.2 will be defending, and then the decider map, if we need it, will be Chalet. I don't know the sides on that. I believe they will be determined by the team that wins this first map. So, pretty grand stakes on this first map, and on Tony Stout on this first side is its first real swing of momentum. But if a team can win this first map, they obviously get, if that's how they choose it, they obviously get side choice on that decider map on Chalet, and they also get a great deal of momentum and, you know, way to put away the series a bit early. Just get that 2-0 victory and move on. Now, about a minute left here. Not a whole lot of progress for this attacking team. Pixels is going to pick off Molly. That's going to be Stretch taking down 1. He's going to now look to continue to press forward here. Og and Flank get kills there. It's 2v2 now as Stretch to take down Flank. Bringing it back to even numbers here. Taking a team of damage courtesy of Q-Tilt over on the attic side. Right around Tarps. I think Pixels is waiting for one of them to swing around to this master side, needing to get the diffuser though, as that was killed actually. That was down, pardon me. when I believe it was the ace of Evan was killed. Frog takes down Pixel. Don't know exactly what's going on there. Q-Tip going to take a good amount of damage there. Stretch is looking for the plant now. Frog covering him. Now Q-Tip was kind of isolated here in this attic side. Needs to get moving soon. Doesn't matter that the plant's going down. Frog kills him anyways. Gets this opening round here for NoMercy 5.2.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. Using
Alright. Just a mess of a first round there for Vendetta. I would assume that they're going to want to try and change their approach here a bit. It was going well until they lost Master. Or I suppose until they lost Trophy. You know, Lofi here... Lo-Fi. I'm gonna just say Lofi. I've already committed to it. You know, as he was playing, or I think it was him, the Wamai, playing that shield and trophy, he was able to deny waste a lot of time there. But eventually he ended up getting shut down. Somebody ended up just managing to eke their way onto the doorway and then take him out, which seeded Trophy because there was nobody in armory to try and get that crossfire, which they seemingly want here, considering that they have that sight line. But I don't know why they exactly abandoned it. But because both of those players were gone, this entire site was vacated, and that allowed, in conjunction with this sight line, that allowed a lot of freedom and a lot of breathing room really for 5.2, which they were able to really easily capitalize on. Q-Tip is down here. He's going to be very quickly finished off there by Molly, as this is just a messy start. Now Pixels takes down Molly, trades him out. Good refrag there for NoMercy Vendetta, but not the best way to open up a round. Have a roamer die that early. Pixels takes down Zanny, getting a double kill for his team, and they managed to reclaim this man advantage here. And they had that for a good amount of the last round, and yet they just ended up giving a lot of easy 1v1s to the attacking team. Stretch getting pick off Jaw. Don't know what exactly was going on there. Gets a quick headshot. But as I was saying, you know, they gave a lot of easy 1v1s to this attacking team, and 5.2 was able to capitalize on it pretty effortlessly, I would dare say. So you can see Lofi trying to hold off the yawn of Stretch over there as this 5.2 push is going to sort of centralize on the game wall now. As you can see, going to finally get that open. Nobody really watching the soft wall, it appears, right next to it, as Flank is a bit more concerned with this trophy side here that's being pressured by 5.2, and about a minute left, just under here. 5.2 going to now try and complete this push. Slight problem, though. I don't really know what they're pushing here. They don't seem to have a real consensus. They do manage to get flanked down, and that's going to be a big kill, removing some of those smoke canisters off the board. Now Pixels takes down Evan. Stretch will pick off Lofi. It's a 2v1 now. Stretch with a... Gonna die there. They have the Pixels. A quad kill from the mute here. Looking for the ace now. Frog in the last one left here. Trying to be the sole survivor. Trying to take this one down. Trying to prevent a clutch here. And an ace for Pixels, and he will stop him. Dreams dashed there for NoMercy Vendetta. They will fall 0-2 now, but that was surprisingly close.
attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Alright. So, that was scary close there for 5.2. They, I don't know why I'm saying he, my apologies, but they very nearly gave up a really strong position. They had a man advantage. They had areas around the site. They didn't have sight, but they were in a good position. They just ended up really quickly giving that up. And so that allowed Pixels to nearly get the round, but ultimately, Frog was able to deny that, to say the buck stops here, and ended up getting his team another round, as now Vendetta is still scoreless. They're going to rotate over, strangely enough, to basement with what appears to be a really heavy roam here. Frog was going to take down Lofi. That's not the best start here. So far, this Vendetta roam, which is typically a very large part, as Pixels takes down Stretch, a very quick response there from the Orcs, brings it back to 4v4, but as I was saying, Vendetta's roam is a key part of their success. So if their roam isn't doing well, Q-Tip going to take down Molly as I'm speaking. Remove that bonk, certainly going to alleviate a bit of pressure on this hold, but if their roamers are not doing well, they don't succeed. Now, a minute in, and already man advantage has flipped once now in favor of NoMercy Vendetta, and this hold here from them, this really heavy roam that kind of almost extends to the second floor with this hatch here. Don't know why they really opened it. I guess just for additional mobility for that Orcs. That seems to have just remained unaddressed by this attacking team. They just sort of waited until it was empty, which took half the round and 2 players, and now they have it. Now they have E-Box Hatch, which is certainly going to really help them if they do decide to push blue, but I feel that at this point, with 3 smokes still on the board, with that elbow hold still in effect, it's probably not the best idea for them to go after that. Pixel's going to get a double kill here. Might be looking for a third, possibly. He's going to continue to be a menace on the roam here for Vendetta. Q-Tip takes down Evan Wilson. It took just Frogos to try and clutch this up. Pixel stops him. A bit of a revenge there for both him and for Vendetta, as they will finally get themselves on the board here. Alright. So the only other band that I haven't addressed yet, and I had been really hoping to address, but I haven't had the opportunity really, is Flores. Now, Flores is a pretty good option for secondary support. He brings those Ratero drones, which you can also use, to clear out, to serve as sort of soft breach. Open hatches, open holes in walls, set up vertical, clear out shields, so on and so forth. And now he's off the board. I think that if the attacking team was looking for a secondary breach ban, that Thatcher would have been a better option. I feel like Thatcher is generally stronger than Flores. But the fact that they picked Flores makes me believe that it's a target ban against 5.2. I could be wrong. Who knows? I guess we'll find out eventually. Alright. Now, back to the same hold on the same side as before for NoMercy Vendetta. It's a hold that emphasizes protecting the master side, but every single time there has been a master push here from Stretch and the rest of, as Q-Tip falls to the hands of Molly. Gonna shut down that roam again over on that tower side, I believe. As the mute gonna go out, Nitro scares Zanny, does lower him. Now having to deal with a bit of teeny bit of pressure actually from Molly, who's gonna be stuck to roam clear duty for the time being. Pure gonna continue to accommodate pressure from Stretch on that armory side, finally collapsing, gonna end up abandoning that. That's probably smart at this point, considering the amount of pressure and the amount of vertical that they've had to try and set on him. Just really wasting time, wasting utility. Lofi gonna finally abandon Trophy as well. I think the pressure over there was just too much, but they did waste certainly a good amount of time there. And as I was saying, you know, every single time we've seen a hold here done by Vendetta on the site, it's the same hold essentially. It's meant to defend against a master push. And then every time as Jaws downed and almost out, courtesy of Molly, now Defender going in this flank, sending out a smoke to try and cover for him as he can look to the rest of Jaw here. Molly taking team bit damage in the swing around, looks for 1, looks for 2, 3K in the round here. He'll take down Jaw and flank, able to capitalize there. 4K for Molly. It's up to just Pixels here to try and clutch this round up. Spots Frog from below. Stretch looking for the plant now on very low health. Pixels gonna try and clutch this up. He hears Frog trying to cover for him here. Spots him, and Zanny denying the ace to his teammate, but gets the round win, and a dominant round win at that. As the only person to die was Evan Wilson, and they now push to 3-1. And again, the primary part of the push there is against the grain for 5.2. It's towards where all the utility is. They're pushing into that, and they're able to just steamroll through it. You know, I think that's kind of an example of or a reason why we see the prediction being so heavily skewed in favor of 5.2 in this game.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
So one thing to keep in mind here is this isn't a best of one. So it's not just about the sprint.
You can stop worrying about grenades now.
Ten seconds to go.
Reservoir going up.
5 seconds left. Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Wall fortified.
So as I was saying, it's best of 3, so you have to be prepared for both the sprint and for the entire run. You know, it also brings up the question of endurance. Because you have to be ready to go through, you know, up to 45 rounds. I really doubt that it's going to be that long, but it's something that you have to factor in. So, after losing 3 rounds on the same site, Vendetta's going to go, interestingly enough, to meeting in kitchen. Instead of trying to reform what they're doing on that objective, no, instead they're just going to switch entirely. I don't know if it's that they don't know what they're doing wrong there, or you know, they just want to try and test some stuff out on this site, see how 5.2 is about it. I mean, it's definitely going to be sort of a trial and error process. Flank and Pixels take down Stretch and Evan Wilson. Frog and Zanny the last two left now. Pixels gets a double kill, looking for a third possibly here. As it'll be Flank taking a bit of damage, he'll fall back there. Engaging in a gunfight with Frog, I believe. Zanny trying to provide a bit of cover here. As they're gonna flee, at least for the time being, tail between their legs. And I don't know how much else they're going to be able to do at the moment. I mean, Flank, his mere presence seems to be putting them on edge here. It's just him and Q-Tilp, and they're frustrating Zanny just by existing. Nitro gonna go out, doesn't hit anything, but you know, I'm sure it gave Zanny a bit of a scare. Flank pre-fires, picks off Zanny, and Froggles is the last one left against the entirety of NoMercy Vendetta. He'll pick off Lofi. It's still a really bad situation for him to be in as he's facing a 4v1 here. Gonna look for it to be a bit easier. He'll take down 3 on the round. Pixels and Flank picked off. Those first 2 kills now reversed here as Froggles takes him down. Now he has 30 seconds left. He does not have a whole lot of utility on him. He just used those last 2 EMPs. I think he's a bit worried about vertical here, so he's going to just try and check that out, most likely. Doesn't really know where those other 2 players are. He has Diffuser, though, so he could very well get a plant. John falls. Quad kill from Froggles. Looking for the ace here, possibly. Gonna swing across, spots Q-Tilp. Ace from Froggles! Able to clutch up a 1v5 for 5.2 and move them to 4-1. This is a map that is normally defender favored, and they're looking at a 5-1 split on their side on attack. They are in a great position right now. Even if they don't win this next round, they will still get a round advantage. They'll still get a head start. They still have a safety net. However you want to think of it, they are in a good position right now. Truly.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
And if you're the IGL for Vendetta, you have to be yelling at your players after that one. I mean, that situation should have just been an easy kill in a round 1. You know, even though the last player has plenty of time to make a push happen, it's a 5v1. You have a very heavy, very clear man advantage. Your whole job is to waste time and to focus on crossfires. Not once did we see a crossfire there. It was 5 guys, all defending, playing angles. None of them crossfired. None of them trying to really play for a refrag. They all gave a bunch of 1v1s to 5.2, which isn't how you play 5.2, it seems. And so as a result, they ended up giving up an ace there in a minute. Not even over an entire round, like a minute. And they're all dead. It was a giveaway of a round for them. It's embarrassing. Zanny falls in the hands of Pixels, and this seems to be the trend so far, is Pixels and Slams in particular do really good work. They get early kills, they get their team at a man advantage, and then everybody else blows it. And none of them can frag. I mean, look, if you look at the stat line, Pixels, 12-4. The rest of the team, 6 and almost 16. 6 and 17. That's embarrassing. You can't have one guy do all the work. Evan takes down Flank. And now they have a smoke that has 3 of his smoke canisters gone. That's 30 seconds of push denial, 30 seconds of plant denial. They could... It's a lot of impact, a lot of value that they just lost. Threw it down the drain. They didn't even get anything off of it. Certainly didn't get enough worth 30 seconds of push denial. Molly and Stretch take down John, Pixels. And now Q-Tilp is just going to fold. It's up to just Lofi to try and punch before we won. He doesn't have sight. They're going to try and hunt him down. He takes down Molly. Getting pressure now. Frog takes him out. Just a rout going on here. Courtesy of 5.2.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Like I said, you have one player for this attacking team now, for NoMercy Vendetta, I'm going to pull up the scoreboard for you all and read it out, and then I'll move on with my point. 11-6-6-2-1, 12-3-2-2-0. And I mean, yes, there's a similar trend. Both teams have one guy doing the majority of the heavy lifting and then people supporting him. But if you look, the majority of NoMercy 5.2 is positive. 11-1, 6-3, 6-5. If you look at Vendetta, it's just one player. And then the rest of the team combines for about 21 deaths versus 7 kills. So a combined KDR of 0.3. Which is really, really embarrassing. I think I could do better than that, and I haven't played competitive in an eon. You know, somebody else on that team has to step up. You can't have one guy getting 12 kills and the rest of you dropping 2, 3, and a donut after 6 rounds. I'm sorry. I'm being harsh here, but I'm being honest. I think that it's necessary. Now, something that's happened throughout these past few rounds that I think is noteworthy, just haven't really mentioned it until now, is the presence of Jackal. We didn't see either team ban Jackal, and he's a very common comfort ban. He's a very strong operator for the roam clear. So, considering that Vendetta really likes to roam, and they thrive when their roam is doing well, I'm surprised that they didn't ban that Jackal. Instead, they banned Flores. I don't really understand why. Maybe it'll all be revealed in due time. But it has certainly beefed up both the fragging power of the two teams as well as their ability to sort of neutralize each other's roam games. As now we're going to see basically the same Maverick work here with the blowtorch, courtesy from Q-Tilt. I think we saw Zanny running the Mav a lot on the attacking half of NoMercy 5.2, and this is taking him a lot of gas. That was certainly something, to say the least. Can I now have to try and deal with this this small attic hold, really? You know, an 80 ounce a player, and that bulletproof is gonna be a bit of a nuisance for this attacking team, for Vendetta. I don't think that's gonna be a major problem. Now they're just gonna continue to feed drones into that. I mean, they're down to 3 drones, and they haven't gotten anything off of it. Less than a minute, Molly takes down Pixels. Pixels picked off Zanny, so just a trade there for 4v4. Now smoke going out. Stretch falls in the hands of Flank. Now going to try and continue to push forward here. Flank falls in the hands of Evan Wilson. It's a 3v3 now. Molly trying to hold on the line. Spots one at White Stairs. That'll be actually Q-Tilt trying to help out. Pure Jaw takes him out. It's a 3v2 now. Frongles and Evan Wilson trying to hold on the line. Frongles stuck in Trophy. He's going to rock at a hard place. He'll take down John. Looking for another kill possibly. He's going to try and swing Armory. Takes down Q-Tilt. Double kill from Frongles. Looking for the third possibly. Wolfie's trying to push this round out. Smoke going out, and this is going to be the end of the round here as Evans still has one in his pocket. He's going to be able to deny that window for the rest of the round. Going to have to try and push this one if he even wants to have a chance. Not going to do it, though. Time runs out. Round win. NoMercy 5.2. They'll push to 6-1 now. As this has essentially been... This has essentially been this first map, at least. Basically, 5.2 curb stomping Vendetta. I mean, we saw a single round win on Basement. A single round win for NoMercy Vendetta. And the rest of this has just been all 5.2 all the time. And, like I said, Pixels can't be Superman first team. This team, Vendetta, seems like a mess. They didn't really use their drones right, I would say. Considering that they were down to 3 drones with 40 seconds left, and they hadn't gotten a single kill off of it. Not really how you want to be burning drones. Just for drone economy. You know, Pixels with 13 kills, the rest of his team combines for 9. So they're starting to pick it up, but still, you can't have that going on. And now, I think just a Hail Mary here, flank and a takedown Molly. It's a rush play for this second team, for Vendetta. They're gonna just try and continue to press forward. They do have that Finca to provide those surges, provide a bit of healing, provide what they can get, really, in combination with the frag power, courtesy of flank. It's the Amaru, and then on top of that, you have that Lion from Lofi. Interestingly enough, Q-Tip and Jaw don't seem to really be on that same game plan. We're seeing an Ayana and a Buff from the not really traditional rushing operators. Something that they were just hoping to get a really early start. Devin takes down one. Zanny will pick off another one there, so they'll move their team to a man advantage. And this might be the beginning of the end for this round, and for this first map. Stretch takes down flank. Lofi picks off Evan Wilson. Froggles will trade him out. It's now up to just Pixels. Map on the line here. Captain America gonna have to try and clutch this on. He's gonna have to do something. He has to. He's had to this entire game, while the rest of his team does nothing, essentially. I mean, 13 versus 3, 5, 1, and 2. It's just been a real big issue for them in that none of them can really frag besides Pixels here. So he's going to now try and have to push up this round. He'll spots one. Don't think he realizes that it's going to be Stretch, or Froggles, pardon me, sitting right on Freezer, just waiting, lying in wait. Pixels, I think he's sort of backing off here. He doesn't have a whole lot. I mean, he has 1 drone for himself, he has 4 drones left by his teammates, and he has 2 flashbangs. And himself, obviously. He doesn't have a whole lot. They, strangely enough, well, not very surprisingly, but strangely, don't have any hard breach. So they don't have anything besides that soft or open hatch. He doesn't have diffuser. It got dropped when Q-Tip tried to push on his own. Zanny's gonna just finish him off, and a bit of a mercy healing, I dare say, for 5.2 to Vendetta on this first map, as they will get the map lead 1-0 in this series. Second map will be Skyscraper. Vendetta will attack first, but 5.2 gets the 7-1 win here. 14-1, 7-4, 7-7, 4-6, 3-6, 13-7, 5-7, 3-7, 2-7, 1-7. For those of you watching, my apologies for the delay. We are currently waiting for NoMercy Vendetta to invite their 5th player. Apparently he's unable to join, and they're being told to invite him through Ubisoft Connect, and it's a bit of a mess. So that's what we're waiting on. We will get back to the regularly scheduled action as soon as we can.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Deploying ADS. Explosive ordnance is ready. Deploying jammer. Laser gate in position. All secured, Surya deployed. Deploying explosive ordnance.
10 seconds left.
You can stop worrying about grenades now.
Bomb located by attackers. 5 seconds remaining. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Jammer ready to activate.
Alright, folks, my apologies for the delay. We're back. Map 2 of this best of 3 series. To very quickly summarize, Map 1, it was Oregon. Vendetta defending. Now he's 5.2 actually on Skyscraper. Vendetta got rolled over by 5.2, 7-1. Pixels was the outstanding star player for Vendetta, turning in 13 kills while the rest of the team combined for a measly, I think, 11 among 4 players. And they were just really a mismatch. Froggo's going to take down Lofi. Hopefully this is a better map for Vendetta. Hopefully this is a better fit for them. I'm not 100% sure. Who knows? We'll see. We'll have to play it out. Now, to look at the bans very quickly, Thatcher banned from 5.2. Not very surprising, Thatcher, very classic ban. I think both teams really like Thatcher, so just sort of leveling the playing field, making it a bit harder for these teams to get walls open. Thunderbird, not very surprised to see that. We saw a lot of Thunderbird play, particularly from Vendetta. I think Cubesalt really like to use him. Frongles takes down one, Pixels picks off Zanny. Pixels gonna end up dying courtesy of Stretch there. Man advantage very quickly turning against Vendetta here. But as I was saying, Thunderbird, very strong operator. Not very surprising to see that Thunderbird ban. Probably also kind of a target ban against Vendetta against Cubesalt. You can see it'll be flanked, inching his way onto the objective, catching Evan Wilson by surprise, takes him down, still have her outnumbered now. John gonna pick off Stretch, brings it back to even here, as they continue to try and assault this T side of the site. Molly picks off John, so it's up to just flank to try and push this round up. He's gonna now rotate around, trying to spot one. Froggles, however, shuts him down. Opening round goes the way of NoMercy 5.2. Now, to talk about the other two bans here, because I didn't get to those. Not very surprising. Jackal ban, very classic comfort ban, also kind of a target ban because, admittedly, both teams like to use him, but it seemed as though it was a strong operator for NoMercy 5.2.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Secure the wall!
So, kind of a target ban, also kind of a comfort ban. It's just a very strong operator. Explained it earlier, very quickly going to explain it again. Very great, very good for room clearing, brings a strong gun. There. Goes entry frag. Simple as that. Mira, also banned. Mira, again, map specific. Banned last map. I think, again, maybe a target ban against 5.2. Would say that not as strong here on this map, Mira is. I've seen her used occasionally on these top floor sites. Beyond that, not really. So I think it's a bit of a weaker ban than it was on Oregon, where you could use her on basically any objective. So I'll have to see how this plays out here. But the first round was a mess for 5.2. Alright. Last round, 5.2 fleeced, honestly. Fleeced Vendetta. Just very quickly sort of hold that push and reduced it to very little, almost let them back in to the round, and then just shut them down to the end. 4v4 now. Pixels falls. Evan Wilson as well bad, but last game's MVP for Vendetta now dead. Q-Tilt takes down Zanny. Stretch gonna pick off Jaw. And now, as you can see, Vendetta going to continue to try and press forward here, providing pressure onto this Terra side. And a bit of a distance from Lofi quickly. Distance from Molly, my apologies, quickly shut down by Lofi. Froggles takes down Q-Tilt. Blank gonna pick off Froggles here. Actually traded out now. Double kill from Stretch. Took just Lofi to try and close this round up. He'll take down one there. Does have some summons left as a drone in his pocket, and then 2 drones left by his teammates that he can maybe utilize here. It's a 1v1. Stretch could be killed by a strong gust of wind at this point. Lofi does have sight, almost. You know, he does have lounge control now, moving on to the objective, trying to get a plant down possibly. I think that's a bit of a risk considering that it's a 1v1. It would be good if he can get it stuck, but it's kind of a risk because he can't cover himself. He does get it down as Stretch is now going to inch his way back onto the objective. I think that that plant really prevented that opportunity towards Stretch, but again, Stretch very low. Just one shot and he's dead here. Lofi watching this, waiting around for this to happen. Trying to push now on that display side. Spotting Lofi, headshot from Stretch, 3k from him. And that's going to be a bit of taunting from Stretch as he clutches this round up here.
Defenders disabled. Defender mission successful. Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Okay.
Loading mag!
I'm gonna be interested to see how Solus plays into this round. I have not really seen her used all that much. Could be a good presence either on site or on the roam. You know, on the roam, it can help that player find utility around them, find drones, etc., etc. On site, it could be really helpful with a trick. This isn't really a map where you'd see a lot of tricking, so I don't think we're gonna really see it using that capacity. Plus, everybody loves to roam, so I think we're just gonna see a sort of roaming Solus here. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm kind of interested to just see how that lends an advantage possibly on the roam. You know, akin to how Vigil helps cover a roamer from drones. This could potentially help that roamer find where they're droning and find some utility to burn, figure out where the focus is. As you can see, Stretch gonna very quickly die courtesy of Jaw. It's gonna be a 5v4 here. Admittedly, plenty of time left on the round 4, 5.2 to bring it back, and they seem to do well at that. Or maybe Vendetta does a poor job of maintaining a man advantage, which are two similar issues that I think need to be addressed for Vendetta.
Located a bomb.
But regardless, finally gonna locate this tertiary site here for NoMercy 5.2. as Molly picks off Lofi. That Sledge gonna die now. Able to get a quick double kill playing Geisha here. Picking off Ja and Lofi. Getting some strong kills there. And admittedly losing that Sledge, losing those frag grenades from Yana, and that basically unlimited intel, it's going to be a pretty big hit. But I think that considering that they still have Pixels with those 2 Ash charges, the 2 Breach charges, and Q-Tip with the Skeleton Key, flank and pick off Molly, finally clearing out this room. With about a minute left in the round, does recover the Fuser. And as I was saying, you know, with all that stuff left, I don't think that's going to be the end of the world for them. Just limits the machine gun. Flank picks off Evan Wilson, and Zanny and Froggles are the last 2 left here. Froggles lying in wait, trying to see if somebody's willing to dare to try and move. 1v3 Pixels picks off Zanny there, just kind of standing still, doing nothing. And Pixels shuts off Froggles, gets this round win here for NoMercy Vendetta. And a teeny bit of deja vu here. Admittedly a different map, admittedly different sides, but first 2 round wins by 5.2. Third round won by Vendetta. Same thing that happened last game. Ended up being 7-1. We'll have to see if that follows. But it's a 1-0 right now for 5.2. They can close the series out here. And they want to. But they have to keep going.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Moving back! We are all set. Banshee deployed. Deploying explosive ordnance. Jammer ready. Explosive ordnance is ready.
10 seconds left.
Go. Deploying ADS. All secured!
5 seconds remaining. Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Stop worrying about grenades. I'm on guard. Deploying ADS.
Okay.
Jammer ready. Deploying jammer. Deploying sensor. My air jump is deployed. Deploying jammer. Deploying sensor. Reloading. Air jump deployed.
Alright. On to this next round, on to another karaoke T-hold from 5.2. Last time that they went here, they just very quickly stifled the push of NoMercy Vendetta. We'll have to see if they can continue to do that. Zanny picks off John with a quick headshot there, denies that entry frag. Froggle's dead, unfortunately. Stretch able to get some M10 action in, picks off one, flank falls in the hands of Molly, and back to a very similar situation to what we saw last time. Q-Tip and Lofi in a 2v4 try and clutch this round out. So you can see now Lofi picks off Evan Wilson here. Brings his team back to a 3v2, and Zanny will stop him picking off Q-Tip. It's up to just Lofi. Again, heavily outnumbered, trying to clutch this up. Now, not a lot that he can do here. He does have a drone. He has 3 drones from his teammates that they can watch. He has technically 1 solo left. It's left sitting on a wall, mute jammed. So I don't know why he didn't pick it up and move around with it. And then he has himself. And 40 seconds to clutch up a 3v1. He needs to commit to some sort of push, and he needs to do it now. Probably don't want to tunnel vision too much, as Stretch is lying in wait here. I think he's going to try and just sort of get a flank done and close this round out. Gonna now get on the microwave and try and find Lofi here, as Lofi's just sitting around in lobby. Nitro gonna go out there, trying to set up vertical. Does get an N, and very low now. Zanny gonna finish him off there. Assist courtesy of Stretch, and 3-1 now. 4. NoMercy 5.2.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Deploying ADS jammer. ADS deployed. Device placed. Unrolling razor wire. Initiating jammer.
10 seconds left.
You can stop worrying about grenades now.
5 seconds remaining.
Jammer ready. Device positioned.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Device positioned. Magnet will watch over us. Perimeter device inserting. I'm out of ammo. I do this on my downtime. Loading new mag.
So, as this first round is, next round is unfolded, not the first round, maybe the second round one here for Vendetta. That's being a bit hopeful, though. In the past map and now onto this map, they've struggled. There's nobody that's really there to get the frags, and they don't seem to have a whole lot of communication and coordination going, which is kind of important if you're going to be trying to, you know, win a game. This is a team game. Zanny wallbang there down. Don't know if anybody's going to be able to finish him off, but he is definitely the recipient of a good scare. Evan Wilson picks off Pixels, and I think that Bunk's just going to be left to rot. Molly picks off Jaw. And Pure. Apologies. Roggles trying to hold down the line there. I think Lofi looking, or considering a push there. Flank, actually. Hugh Tiltman flank, gonna get 2 kills now, brings it back to even numbers. And half the round has elapsed. They have a sight wall. They actually have an empty objective here, and Zanny can't really do much about it because he has this hard wall here. Nitro goes out, doesn't get anything, does open up a sight lane for him to use to pick off Q-Tilt, and now it's a 2v3. Man advantage is once again fallen in favor of Vendetta for 5.2. My apologies, and a quick triple kill from Zanny, going from downed through a wall bang to a quick triple kill. And he really held the line there, got his team. Great spot, and another round.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Swapping mags. Ready to engage. Pest in position. Electro sensor on. We are activated. Test deployed, awaiting target.
10 seconds to go.
So it's another
5 seconds
barbecue
to go.
kitchen hold here for NoMercy 5.2. Last time they did this, they ended up losing the round. However, this has followed the same format to the last map. And if you want to be superstitious, then theoretically they're going to win this round somehow. It's a very difficult site, though. There's a reason that they're playing it third. It's their tertiary site. It's one that they view as weakest. They only go here once they've won their 2 other sites, which they have, so now they have to. Either this or house and bathroom, which is not a very good site either. So, Strat's going to be the one really in the hot seat here. This time he's going to be accompanied by Evan Wilson on that roam. I think he's actually going to abandon that. Evan takes down Pixels, though. Again, going to take down that secondary frag. And removing the Finka is going to provide a good bit of security for them. You know, not able to give those heals and that boost. Literally the boost, as well as the other various benefits provided by that Finka Surge. And then obviously the only person that's really capable of remotely reviving on attack is that Finka, so pretty hefty loss there. Used to be a bigger deal, but pretty big Finka nerf recently, you know, recoil nerf plus the loss of those frag grenades has sort of driven down the Finka usage from my understanding.
Activated.
Has been dropped.
5v2 now. Stretch and Molly take down flank, and Lofi's up to just pure, and Q's up to try and clutch this round up. Flying in wait, trying to take down Stretch, who's continuing to be a real nuisance this time instead of just being very quickly stopped from doing anything really by the attacking team. Froggles takes down Pure. It's now up to just until to try and clutch up. Similar situation actually what Froggles was in last map. 5v1 on attack. Close enough time. He had just over a minute. Utop has about 45 seconds and doesn't even spot Zenny from below, who gets a flawless round here for NoMercy Vendetta. NoMercy 5.2, my apologies. NoMercy Vendetta losing that round, falling to a 5-1 split at half. A dire situation if they want to stay alive in the winner's bracket. They're already down a map, and they're down 4 rounds on a map that seems to be not very comfortable for them. Checking the scoreboard here, 6-7, 5-6-3, 5-2-3, 4-2. Nobody really standing out here, but it's been a relatively even showing from players on each team.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
If you're coming, let's go. ADS deployed and ready to go. Device placed. Reloading! A grenade now.
So now as these two teams go to half, as NoMercy Vendetta prepares to basically fight for their lives here, I think that there's some key points for these two teams. For NoMercy 5.2, just put the game away. You are up a map, you're up 4 rounds, you're 1 round away from match point, 2 rounds away from going back and playing ranked, or doing whatever that you want to do. Don't goof around, just get the job done. For NoMercy Vendetta, know your setup, know what you're doing, coordinate, communicate, be able to stop the push. Get the roam going. Vendetta thrives on the roam. If NoMercy 5.2 shuts down the roam entirely, it's over. So NoMercy 5 Vendetta, apologies. Pixels takes down Evan Wilson. Diffuser drop there. Not a great start here for this attacking team, as they're going to lose that hard breach as well, so just a really bad opening here. Frogos picks off Jaw, removing that Jaeger, not going to be a big deal, but at the end of that engagement, 4v4, and say it ends up favoring the defending team, because they ended up picking up the only the primary hard breach of 5.2. They still have Stretch, as Double Kill picks off Molly, courtesy of Pixels. You still have Stretch with those can openers, the secondary hard breach gadgets, but it's not going to be the same as 3 Selmas. Management once again falls in favor of this defending team. The last takeaway or key point that I'd really give to this defending team, to Vendetta, is, fight. Don't lay down and die. It's a tough situation, yes, but it is not impossible. I've seen teams come back. Frogs picks off Pixels. Trading with his teammate. We see on delay. About a minute left here. I don't know why Q-Tip is being so, let's say, brazen. So carefree about using all that utility. That could be really useful for shutting off some choke points. For example, this doorway here. Out on the Shrine Bell flank picks off Zanny, removing that. Tied for top frag, and a good amount of utility that could be useful on the plant. Such a good frag there in favor of that. Nitro goes out very heavily, lowers Froggles there. Stretch picks off Q-Tilt, brings it back to 2v2 now. Froggles going to try and clutch this round up for his team. And with assistance from Stretch. Lofi taking a good amount of damage. He's going to swing across. Wall bang onto Stretch. And Flank finishes the round off. Just a second.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Setting a razor shell. Wall secured. You can stop worrying.
Remaining.
Comeback seemingly starting here for
5 seconds left.
NoMercy and Vendetta, and as I say that, they're going to end up losing a round because of the caster's curse, but in order for them to come back, they have to do a side sweep starting here.
Shield ready.
Alright, let's see. Last round was a mess, really, for 5.2. They couldn't get anything done, really. Ended up just losing all the gunfights. Could not get past.
Bomb located by attackers.
Could not get into Geisha, really. Zanny falls in the hands of Pixels. Again, this Oryx here, Pixels stepping up for his team. Really the superstar of that roster, it seems. And the other thing is that they weren't able to get past, Shrine and Mezzanine there. Lofi taking some damage. I think some of that pressure on the wall here after it was opened up did take some utility, but able to get that down. And now I think Stretch is waiting this out. Gonna now try and get this push going here. They've gotten 2 pretty important walls here open. They've got this outside wall. Frogos picks off Lofi, removing that Cade. gonna allow them to put more pressure on the objective. Evan picks off Pure Jaw. And they're in a good spot here. They have a man advantage. They don't have a ton of time, but they can still get a push down. Pixels fall in the hands of Molly. Just caught meandering, really. Q-Tip gonna try and bring this round back for his team. Him and Flank still on the objective, trying to stop this push. Swing from Flank picks off Roggles. Evan picks off Flank, trading him out. 3v1 now. Caught on a corner there. Courtesy, I believe, of Molly. Who's gonna now continue to try and apply pressure. Stretch looks for the flank. Evan trading him out. That's a good way to play that man advantage. Stretch going for the plant, as you can see, just using that trade there to ultimately win the round, put themselves at a serious point here. Into kick Vendetta to the curb. 6-2 now. They have plenty of shots to put this map away. And if they are able to win this, I believe they go on to face Cursed Kings. And Vendetta would move on to the, I would assume, the losers bracket. And play one of 4 teams, which I'll explain that later. That bridge will be crossed when it is reached.
before insertion.
Easiest deployed and ready to go.
5 seconds to insertion.
Phone a razor blue.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Let's stop worrying about grenades now.
Alright, so now, in order for this attacking team for 5.2 to put this map away, put this game away, they're going to have to win on the same set that they just won on. I believe that they being Vendetta, probably have the best chance on the site. I doubt that they feel very comfortable on either of the first 4 sites. It's going to be the same push here. John going to take down Molly, trying to make some value come out of this roam here, and he's done it in that he's removed that fragging power, but it seems as though there is a Raven-esque penchant here from this defending team of NoMercy Vendetta to throw away leads, to throw away man advantages, more specifically. Stretch to actually killed there by Pixels. Jaw gonna get a double kill for his team. It's up to just Zanny and Evan Wilson to try and bring this round back here. Evan Wilson pressing forward as Zanny's providing some support from that sort of back line, really. I think that's Pixels getting a bit curious here. Jaw gonna rotate around. That'll be Pixels on the flank, taking down Zanny to just Evan Wilson in a 1v5 situation. To clutch this round up, he'll take down Pixels, takes a teeny bit of damage from that. Gonna now try and get another kill here. Leave spotting Lofi there, trying to challenge him with the TCSG. Not really doing much at the moment, but certainly prompting a bit of a retreat there for Evan Wilson. He'll press forward, gets the headshot, gets the round for his team. Moves them to 6-3 here. So,
Attackers need to locate and
NoMercy
defuse
Vendetta have to do a side sweep starting here if they want to even move to overtime. That's not a guarantee that they win. It's just that they go to overtime, they have a chance to win. A chance. Keyword, chance.
Razor bloom go now. Rolling razor wire. ATS deployed and ready to go. Doorway trap. Stay clear of blast zone. Jammer ready.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds remaining. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
ED mounted. Let them go. Deploying ATS. Ambush set. Stay clear. Device prime. Keep an eye on door. Reload!
Interestingly enough, a bit of mid-round reinforcements from
Taking Gemini for speed.
Vendetta. And I'm kind of curious where their team is. I mean, they have players near the objective, sure, but they don't have anybody that's literally on site. So they're really leaning into this. Molly takes off jaw there. See you into a pretty good situation now. As you can see, Flank gonna try and be holding down that Geisha side, actually rotates away, leaving Lofi in charge. In a 5v4, Jaw is dead. They still have those two really key players in Flank and particularly in Pixels. But
Initiate jammer.
yeah. So you can see Pixels rotating back around, trying to make an impact here. Gonna do a bit of a ballsy play there. Takes down Evan Wilson, but he is down. I don't know if anyone's gonna go to finish him off. I think they're realizing the opportunity here. Gonna rotate around, stretch with a double kill there. Flank tried to go for the res, ended up eating a face of bullets. It's now a 4v2. Q-Tip is down. The match is on the line here. Lofi picks off Molly, trades his teammate out. It's a 3v1 though. Gonna now try and peek this at long angle here. Held by Stretch with a 1.5. Knows where he is. Has diffuser, has man advantage. Everything seems to be going in favor right now of this attacking team. Lofi swings, picks off one. Finished off by Zanny. And they fought the good fight, but unfortunately not enough to beat 5.2, as they will end up getting a series win 2-0, 7-1 on Oregon, 7-3 on Skyscraper, 9-5, 8-8, 9-6, 8-6, 7-7, 10-9, 8-8, 7-8-7, 5-9, 3-8. Alright folks, that's going to conclude tonight's festivities. Thank you all for watching. I've been a Scarlet Player. This has been Lunar League Playoffs Winners Bracket. I believe second round action between, maybe even third, between NoMercy Vendetta and NoMercy 5.2. NoMercy 5.2 going to take the 2-0 series win, 7-1 Oregon, 7-3 Skyscraper. Thank you all. Have a good night.